And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
And we come to the end of the first quarter of 2020, and as expected, the economy did not fare terribly well. A 4.8% drop in GDP in quarter number one, presaging what virtually every economist says is going to be an even worse quarter two. All of it, the feeling of the impact of the Wuhan flu shutdown and lockdown. How quickly and how successfully we emerge from that is the real political question. And we'll talk about that just a little bit later. And on the jobless side, 3.8 million new jobless claims in the last week of the quarter, doing just slightly better than the week previous, which was 4.4 million, but 30 million new unemployment cases since the market tanked out in mid-March. Not good. And we're going to have to watch how that works. One of the areas where the economic downturn is being most dramatically felt is in retail, which had a tough time in the S&P over the course of the quarter. Of course, retail giants ranging from the more pedestrian JCPenney to the higher end Nordstrom's have been in trouble for some time, but now they're really taking on significant water. And along comes a study which suggests that by 2021, over 50% of the department stores in malls will be closed permanently. Think about that. Those department stores, particularly the giant retailers, are the anchor stores of the malls, which are having their own difficulties in and of themselves, and with them goes a very significant economic ripple, and other stores struggle for survival as well. Something to be paying very close attention to. And despite some relatively gloomy economic news on the market side, they enjoyed a very good April. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up over 12%, the best in 3 decades. Standard & Poor's up 14%, the best in 45 years, both enjoying their best Aprils ever. And the NASDAQ up 19%, and in particular the small caps at record highs, their best month ever. So the question really is, do we get that V curve? It's looking less and less like we really do. But can we get the W curve, which some of the optimists like myself are hoping and praying for? Well, Jerome Powell of the Fed says probably not. But we're at least getting an upswing right now, and if that can continue, it's great news for the economy and great news politically for the incumbent administration. But this much we do know. All of America wants to get us back to work as soon as possible. That will help the economy. That will swing the other side of the equation up dramatically and significantly. And on the political front, the 2020 race for the presidency hasn't yet had the restart I've been talking about, but we're starting to see Joe Biden emerge from his basement to pick up pro forma endorsements. The first from his former boss, Barack Obama. You could tell that came really, really late and with a lot of hesitancy on the part of Barack Obama. That was an endorsement that he would have given to whomever was the eventual Democratic winner. He waited until the field was completely cleared. And Biden also picked up the endorsement of Hillary Clinton. How much saleability that has for that tiny sliver of the electorate that is still truly undecided or persuadable remains to be seen. But we're beginning to see signs of life in the presidential campaign. And Justin Amash, the congressman from Michigan, this week said he may seek the presidency as the libertarian candidate. He had, of course, been a Republican, re-registered as an independent, and just this month picked up his registration as a libertarian, now saying he may be their presidential candidate. If he is, it's a lot more serious than the typical Libertarian Party presidential candidates are. We'll have to see how that plays. And as the restart comes, I'm suggesting that The Art of the Comeback, the sequel to The Art of the Deal, is the best archetype for the Trump campaign, because ultimately we're going to be talking about who has the best plan and who is best prepared to lead us out of this. And another issue I believe is going to be talked about significantly is who can be toughest on China. We're going to talk more about that next week, but Tom Cotton in particular is making a big name for himself, asking all the right questions about what China did, when they did it, what they knew, which was a lot, what they told us, which wasn't very much, and what they did tell us generally wasn't the truth. So there's an awful lot still to come out, and I believe it's going to be a major focus of the 2020 campaign. And in sports, Today would have been the Kentucky Derby, and we're all mourning that we're not watching the Run for the Roses. And for those who might like to put a couple of bucks here or there from time to time, nothing to bet on today. The NFL draft became the big betting item a couple of weeks ago because, other than that, literally it was ping pong and darts that you could put your buck down on, saving a lot of folks some money, I'm sure. And think about it. The Little League World Series has been put off for 2020. You know, you'd think the world is truly coming to an end when you hear that, but it's not. Things look better down the road. America always wins, and we know that because this is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.